All right, so today I'm going to be looking at the E-mini SMP. It's been a while since I recorded a video. I've been, as many of you know, dedicating my efforts and time to producing the TradingView version, and that took a lot of time and effort, but I'm glad to be getting back to my regular trading schedule. And so I'm just gonna, we'll watch the E-mini S&P for the duration of the day and see what trades there are to catch. This is pre-market, right? We are about 8:45. Yeah, in the morning. Sometimes people ask you, can you trade, pre-market or outside of US? You can. I mean, you had this some movement up here, some rally, and you see buying and then demand, you could trade it. But yeah, I'm more interested in the volatile moves. So usually I start out by, zooming out, you know, again, if you are non-US time, this is very tradable right here. Okay. But if I zoom out, you'll see that compared to the previous trading day Friday, all this kind of minimizes because of the scale. It's just not as volatile, but if you zoom in, you know, you can read it. All right, so that's important to know for non-US time zone traders is that, it's very tradable. And we had a nice triple algorithm here. This pullback Stooges minus 46 for this down move. Anyway, okay, let's get back to the analysis. So usually what I like to do is draw some support resistance lines, for areas of interest. I see like this here, 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of gets stuck here. So this is an interesting level to draw. Okay. I just want to know sort of the boundaries here. This is sort of another range here, although I think this one is more important. If price comes up, this sort of seems to be an important level, because there's a peak here, came back to retest, broke through it, and then we broke back down. All right. Um, and if price continues falling, this seems like an important level, you know, and if it completely falls, this is another level. All right. I'm doing this to be more verbose. For myself, I don't usually draw this many lines, but this is an example of, things you can do. All right, then I like to mark, what was the extreme of the previous day for selling in the MBox histogram, MQ delta. What was the extreme bid pace? And let's get the buying here. Okay, because when the current day surpasses the previous day, I take note of that. Or if it's close, okay, because then you have a reference, you have something to compare to. Okay, trading is all about comparing. We have to be able to compare data points and analysis to make good trade decisions. Okay. So now that I've marked it up, I'm going to wait until the market's open before doing something. So I'm going to put the record on pause and come back a bit later. Okay, so the market's just open, and I want to try to give more of my sort of opinions and overall knowledge I have. I'm not taking a trade here, but remember this line we drew here as it was a previous support and resistance level, right? We just opened 930 X total control. If you zoom out, we have we outpaced in offers the previous day. Okay, so that's important. All right, but open is volatile. Would take a bet that we're going to hit this line here. You know, um, I'm not going to place a trade, but this is a sort of scalp. You know, you could do it. Because if you compare the previous day, it looks very, very bullish. But I would want to wait uh, for a better opportunity to get in and confluence, right? So far, yes, we have all this, we got demand and buying, and yeah, I haven't seen what's on the other side, what's on the selling and supply side yet, right? So I'd like to do that, but yeah, I think we're very well going to hit this thing. You can pop 100 contracts and you'd make a pretty penny if it does. Well, there it is. All right, I just wanted to comment on that. I'm going to put the record back on pause and come back a bit later. Okay, I'm back in for some commentary because I see this happen frequently with people and sometimes new members. They'll say, okay, we got this huge, buying here in the MBox and the Q Delta, and we shot up. We had a pullback, and then they think they should go long. I mean, you could, but again, we've got that issue that we don't have much data here, right? We just opened, and also, it's very volatile, right? Have we seen an exhaustion of selling or supply, or, how much confluence is there, right? That's why I'm always saying count the points, right? So if you're in this situation, you say, okay, we got total control here, that's one. You have demand two, buying in the MBox, 3, Q Delta 4, and the X base. That's 5 points of confluence. We don't have much information about the other side, okay? Because we haven't seen how it has reacted yet. See, now we're getting how it's reacting, right? So that's the thing. It's like when you've seen, a huge move you would want to see how it reacts. Those are your best trades, okay, is to see the reaction, right? It's like the physics, like in Wyckoff, cause and effect, or physics, for every action there's a equal and opposite reaction. All right, so just think about it that way. I'm going to put the record on pause. Okay, I'm back and going to do some more commentary. So okay, we kind of zigzagged here. Not much interesting. This minus 163 looked like there was some supply coming in, but there's a lackluster of selling. Just wasn't strong enough. That selling has, this is your reaction, right? Remember when I was saying wait for the reaction? So if I were even to consider a trade, right, this is where I would have considered going going long here, but I didn't. Okay, because I'm waiting for something. I like to wait for something even better. I mean, it is tradable. It is tradable. Uh, I mean, I could have taken it, I guess, in hindsight, yeah. But anyway, so price is kind of sort of going up. I'm going to see, if demand renews. We'll see if we're getting into a long position or not. But the thing is, even at this point, what kept me out was the Q Delta was still negative. And, there was sort of a lackluster of buying here, and now it's starting to pick up. But one thing that I don't like right now is that, compared to the buying here, we're about half the amount, right? And the demand is 80 compared to 288, doesn't look as strong. Maybe there's some room for it to grow, but doesn't look as strong as initially it did at the open. Okay, I'm just subjective here. Okay, nothing is set in stone, and there was at least a scalp to be made off of here. Okay, I'll come back later. Okay, so now I'm in a trade here. I waited. I think that this is the better setup. I just got in here, cumulative delta crossed over to negative, and I'll show you what I've been seeing, because remember I said all about the reaction. So, we went buying from here to here to, here, really. Okay, so that's a decrease. On the flip side, we see an increase in selling. Okay, so at this point, I see the reaction of the other side, right? So we see it diminishing in buying, increasing in selling. Okay, we've also crossed over to negative here. We have this nice demand exhaustion pattern, right? And the stew just shows that we went from 235, 128.56, right? And I don't know if this made a higher high or it's the same as this, but there's no follow through and there's much less demand, which is interesting because here it's an effort result situation as well, because look at this wave, it expanded in length compared to this wave. This wave was smaller, had 128 in demand. This wave was longer in price movement and had much less demand. So there seems to be a lack of interest. So that's like there's more price movement but less demand. So it is an effort result situation here. Okay, so now I'm starting to see a lot of points of confluence. Okay, when we started breaking down, remember this blue line I drew earlier is a support resistance level. Okay, price kind of flirted with it here and it came down, and now we're breaking down through it. Okay, this was minus 89. To me, looked like it's not strong compared to 235, 128, but when I saw this exhaustion pattern, this looks like could be like initial supply coming in. Okay, and we see that the X pace wakes up on the bids. All right, X pace wakes up at this bar. Okay, throughout this whole movement since here, okay, price kind of went up, then X pace wakes up here. So we also had double algo upthrust and stooges. We had a previous upthrust here, so that kind of also shows that potential reversal, and then a second upthrust. And at this point, when price came down through this blue line, to me there was a lot of confluence, Okay. Now, somebody might be saying, oh, what about this pullback and the buy and balance 24? Yes, it was there. I was thinking about getting a long position here, but what I didn't like was that 235, 288. Less demand, right? Less demand, less buying, right? It's just, didn't seem as stacked in my favor as I wanted it to be. It just wasn't the amount of confluence I normally like to take. So, but if I had gone long here, this, pattern here was an exhaustion, change of behavior, could have, exited with a small loss or maybe even a break even, I don't know. But then again, I like to wait until I see a strong high confluence setup, which I think this is. I could be wrong, but anyway, I placed my take profit at this area here. I guess this is price touched this right before the open. And, looks like selling is growing. Supply, I like this. Minus 388. This is the most amount of, supply demand we've seen. This is more than this 288. So feeling very good about my position, there's a total control here, you know, I would even consider adding a position and placing my stop above this total control dot. I'm going to do that. Yeah, to secure the price. Or I'll just put it at this blue line. Yeah, okay. Because I like how this trade is going. I put an add-on. I put it above the total control. All right. So we're about 1,600 in profits. Gonna wait to see how this plays out. So I'm gonna put the record on pause. All right, so I'm back in yet with another add-on. We had a 1-2-3 combo punch here. You don't see this too often, but he had initial control, strong control, total control, all consecutively. So I put an add-on and put my stop above it, slightly above that. You know, price reacted. We had some corrections here. It got close to my initial stop, which was the blue line, but you know, even if you've got all this confluence and everything, you've got to give price room, right, to move, right? So, you know, maybe I would have been taken out, but I stuck in there, you know, based on the initial analysis, and now it looks like we're heading down again, okay? That minus 489, that looked like a huge amount of supply, and I was willing to let it ride. So now we're 8 grand, 9 grand in profit. Got 3 positions, 10 contracts each. Looking to me like we're heading down. 12 grand. Are we going to hit it? Are we going to... We got it. We got it. That's excellent. 13 grand in profit. Whoa, that felt good. That was great. I mean, that's really good. I mean, my goal is 5 grand, but this is more than double than that. So I think I'm done for the day. I mean, I'm really pleased about that. Now, you know, we've hit this level here where we opened at. Price retracted a little bit up here. Not sure what's going to happen, but doesn't really matter because I'm out, you know. And you know, if you look at this, you know, what was really cool, it's really X control led the way here. We had a total bid control here and a total bid control here, and it pushed price down, you know. I just took a trade when I thought that there was a good amount of confluence, and you know, that's where I put my wager on. You know, there's a good amount of confluence. You know, you can make a good profit on your trade. You know, I hope that commentary I said initially helped. You know, the only other trade I would have considered, like I said, was this pullback, but there's a couple things that I didn't like about it. Really, those are the only 2 trades I would have considered for this whole session that I've seen here. This buy here and the sell here. So even if I entered here and got caught up in it and had a loss, this sell here more than would have made up for it. So anyway, that's it for me today. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Now that I'm done with TradingView, I'll be trading more often and doing more videos. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time.